He arrived in America at age 16, so poor his family lived on food stamps and welfare. He swept floors at a grocery store and taught himself computer programming from discarded manuals. At 35, he was unemployed and rejected by both Facebook and Twitter. 5 years later, he sold WhatsApp to Facebook for $19 billion cash. This is how Koum went from Ukrainian poverty to one of the largest tech acquisitions in history. Koum didn't come from Silicon Valley privilege or Stanford dorms. He was a Ukrainian Jewish immigrant who fled antisemitism with his mother, living in government housing in California while she cleaned houses for $8 an hour. Koum learned programming by studying discarded manuals he found in dumpsters, worked security testing at Yahoo, and was so fed up with Silicon Valley that he almost quit tech entirely. But a simple idea, messaging without ads or data collection, became WhatsApp, which Facebook purchased for $19 billion, making Koum one of tech's most unlikely billionaires. His story proves that principles, privacy, and persistence can build extraordinary wealth. Koum was born on February 24, 1976, in a small village near Kiev, Ukraine, then part of the Soviet Union. His family was working class and Jewish, two factors that made life difficult in the Soviet Union. His father was a construction manager. His mother was a homemaker. They lived in a small apartment with limited resources. Life in Soviet Ukraine was harsh. The government controlled everything, what people could say, read, watch, and think. The KGB's secret police monitored phone calls and mail. Koum's family couldn't speak freely even in their own home, fearing government surveillance. This childhood experience of government intrusion would later shape Koum's philosophy about privacy and communication. Being Jewish in the Soviet Union meant facing constant discrimination. Jews couldn't access certain universities, jobs, or opportunities. Koum experienced antisemitism regularly from government institutions, schools, and society. His family wanted to escape but couldn't easily leave the Soviet Union. In the late 1980s. As the Soviet Union began collapsing, emigration restrictions loosened slightly. In 1992, when Koum was 16 years old, he and his mother were granted permission to emigrate to the United States through Jewish refugee programs. His father stayed behind, planning to join them later once they were established. He never did. Koum's father died in Ukraine in 1997 before they could reunite. Koum and his mother arrived in Mountain View, California, in 1992 with almost nothing. They qualified for government assistance immediately. They received food stamps, welfare checks, and were placed in subsidized two-bedroom housing they shared with another immigrant family. Koum's mother found work cleaning houses and babysitting, earning approximately $8 to $10 per hour. They lived in poverty, barely surviving month to month. Koum enrolled at Mountain View High School as a 16-year-old who spoke almost no English. School was brutally difficult. He couldn't understand teachers or communicate with students. He felt isolated and frustrated. But Koum discovered something that transcended language, mathematics, and computers. Mountain View High School had computers, a luxury Koum had never experienced in Ukraine. Soviet schools had no computer access for regular students. Koum was fascinated. He started teaching himself computer programming by reading discarded manuals he found in dumpsters and borrowing computer books from the library. Koum needed money desperately. His mother's house cleaning income wasn't enough. At age 16 to 17, Koum got a job sweeping floors and cleaning at a grocery store. Earning minimum wage, approximately $4.25 an hour in 1992-1993, about $9.50 today. The work was humiliating but necessary. Every dollar went to helping his mother pay rent and buy food. While working and attending high school, Koum continued teaching himself programming obsessively. He learned about Unix systems, networking, and security. He practiced on school computers after hours. By age 18, he'd become proficient enough in programming to work more technical jobs. In 1994, Koum enrolled at San Jose State University to study mathematics and computer science. But college moved too slowly for him. Koum was already programming at a level beyond introductory courses. He was also working nearly full-time to support himself and his mother. The combination of irrelevant coursework and financial pressure made college frustrating. In 1995, at age 19, Koum dropped out of San Jose State. He'd been hired as an infrastructure engineer at Ernst & Young, an accounting and consulting firm. The job paid approximately $30,000 to $35,000 annually, more money than Koum had ever seen. He jumped at the opportunity. At Ernst & Young, Koum worked on computer system security, testing networks for vulnerabilities. He was good at it. Finding security flaws required the same skills he developed, teaching himself programming from discarded manuals. He learned to think like an attacker, identifying weaknesses others missed. In 1997, while working at Ernst & Young, Koum applied to Yahoo, one of Silicon Valley's hottest companies. Yahoo was expanding rapidly, building one of the internet's most popular websites. They needed infrastructure engineers who understood security and systems. Yahoo hired Koum in 1997 as an infrastructure engineer in the security team. His starting salary was approximately $45,000 to $50,000 annually, comfortable middle-class income. At age 21, Koum had gone from cleaning floors for minimum wage to working at one of the world's most valuable tech companies. At Yahoo, Koum met Brian Acton, another engineer who worked on infrastructure and advertising systems. They became close friends, bonding over shared skepticism of Silicon Valley's advertising-driven business model. Both Koum and Acton disliked that internet companies made money by collecting user data and selling targeted advertising. They believed this model was invasive and unethical. Koum worked at Yahoo for nearly 9 years. From 1997 to 2006, he advanced through engineering roles, eventually becoming a senior engineer responsible for critical infrastructure. His salary grew to approximately $150,000 to $200,000 annually by the mid-2000s. Koum was financially comfortable for the first time in his life. But Koum grew, increasingly frustrated with Yahoo. The company was declining, losing ground to Google. Yahoo's management made poor strategic decisions. The work culture deteriorated. By 2006, Koum was burned out and disillusioned with tech. In September 2007, Koum left Yahoo without another job lined up. He was 31 years old with approximately $400,000 saved from his Yahoo salary. His friend Brian Acton had left Yahoo in September 2007 as well, with similar savings. Both men were exhausted and uncertain about their futures. Koum took a year off, traveling through South America and playing ultimate frisbee. He needed to decompress after 9 years of intense work. He considered leaving tech entirely and doing something completely different, maybe teaching or starting a non-tech business. In 2009, after his year-long sabbatical, Koum returned to the Bay Area uncertain about his next move. He was 33 years old with no job and dwindling savings. He applied to both Facebook and Twitter for engineering positions. Both companies rejected him. Facebook and Twitter said Koum wasn't the right cultural fit. In retrospect, this was one of the tech industry's most expensive hiring mistakes. The man they rejected would build a product Facebook would pay $19 billion to acquire 5 years later. Koum was demoralized. If Facebook and Twitter wouldn't hire him, maybe he didn't belong in tech. He'd spent 9 years at Yahoo and couldn't even get hired at newer companies. Maybe his career was over at 33. In January 2009, Koum bought an iPhone. The App Store had just opened in July 2008, and developers were creating thousands of apps. Koum was fascinated by the platform. The iPhone was revolutionary, a powerful computer in everyone's pocket with constant internet connectivity. Koum noticed something interesting. The App Store had a status feature showing whether apps were installed or running. Koum had an idea. What if you could see the status of your phone contacts? Not just whether they had an app installed, but their availability, activity, or status messages. This simple idea became WhatsApp. The name combined "What's up?" a casual greeting with app, short for application. Koum's vision was simple. A phone app that let you see your contacts' status updates in real time. Koum incorporated WhatsApp Inc. on February 24, 2009, his 33rd birthday. He registered the company with minimal capital, approximately $250,000 of his remaining savings. He was the sole founder and CEO. Koum recruited a few former Yahoo colleagues to help build WhatsApp. The initial version, released in February 2009, was buggy and crashed constantly. Users could set status messages, busy, available, at the gym, etc. But the app was unreliable. Koum considered shutting it down. But then Apple released iPhone OS 3.0 in June 2009 with push notifications, the ability for apps to send real-time alerts. Koum immediately saw the potential. WhatsApp could send push notifications when friends changed their status. This transformed WhatsApp from a static status app into a real-time communication tool. More importantly, Koum realized push notifications could enable messaging. If WhatsApp could notify users instantly when messages arrived, it could replace SMS text messaging. This was revolutionary. SMS cost money, carriers charged per message, while WhatsApp would use data plans essentially free for most users. In June 2009, WhatsApp pivoted to become a messaging app. Users could send unlimited messages to anyone in their phone contacts who also had WhatsApp installed. Messages were free, instant, and reliable. The value proposition was simple: replace expensive SMS with free messaging. WhatsApp grew organically through word of mouth. Users loved it, especially internationally where SMS was extremely expensive. In countries like India, Brazil, and Mexico, sending SMS messages cost significant money. WhatsApp was free and worked across borders. Users told friends, who told friends, creating viral growth. By late 2009, WhatsApp had approximately 250,000 users. Koum was running out of money. He'd invested his $250,000 savings and the app generated zero revenue. It was completely free with no ads. Koum needed investment capital to keep WhatsApp running. Koum reached out to Brian Acton, his Yahoo friend. Acton had also been rejected by Facebook and Twitter and was looking for his next opportunity. In November 2009, Acton joined WhatsApp as a co-founder and investor, contributing approximately $250,000 and becoming a partner. Koum and Acton's vision for WhatsApp was radically different from other tech companies. They made several unconventional decisions that would define the company. First, absolutely no advertising. Ever. Most internet companies, Google, Facebook, Yahoo, made money through ads. Koum hated advertising. He believed ads were invasive and required collecting user data. WhatsApp would never have ads. Second, no data collection. WhatsApp wouldn't collect user information, reading habits, location data, or any personal information. The Soviet surveillance Koum experienced as a child made him fanatical about privacy. WhatsApp would collect the absolute minimum data necessary to function. Third, minimal company growth. Koum and Acton didn't want to build a massive company with thousands of employees. They wanted to stay small, focused, and profitable. They hired engineers sparingly, only the absolute best. These principles were unusual in Silicon Valley, where companies pursued massive growth, hired aggressively, and prioritized user acquisition over profitability. But Koum and Acton didn't care about Silicon Valley norms. They wanted to build a product they'd personally want to use. WhatsApp's growth accelerated dramatically in 2010-2011. By 2011, WhatsApp had 10 million users. By 2012, 100 million users. By 2013, 300 million users. The growth was entirely organic. WhatsApp spent nothing on marketing or advertising. Users recruited other users because the product was genuinely useful. WhatsApp's business model was simple. Charge 99 cents per year after the first year free. This was radically cheaper than SMS and ensured WhatsApp remained ad-free. The subscription model generated revenue without compromising privacy. By 2013, WhatsApp was generating approximately $50 to $100 million annually from subscriptions. In 2011, WhatsApp raised $8 million in Series A funding from Sequoia Capital, valuing the company at approximately $100 million. In 2013, WhatsApp raised $50 million in Series B from Sequoia, valuing the company at approximately $1.5 billion. Koum and Acton retained majority ownership. By early 2014, WhatsApp had over 450 million users worldwide and was adding approximately 1 million users per day. The app was the dominant messaging platform in most countries outside the United States. WhatsApp had approximately 50 employees, meaning each employee supported about 9 million users, an unprecedented ratio in tech. Facebook had been watching WhatsApp's growth with increasing concern. Facebook owned Facebook Messenger, but WhatsApp was winning globally. Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg realized WhatsApp was a strategic threat. If messaging moved to WhatsApp, Facebook would lose relevance. In February 2014, Zuckerberg met with Koum to discuss acquisition. The negotiations moved quickly. Zuckerberg offered amounts that stunned Koum. First $15 billion, then $16 billion, eventually $19 billion. The final deal, Facebook would pay $19 billion for WhatsApp, $4 billion in cash, $12 billion in Facebook stock, and $3 billion in restricted stock units for WhatsApp employees vesting over 4 years. This was the largest tech acquisition in history at that time. Koum negotiated specific terms protecting WhatsApp's independence and principles. WhatsApp would operate independently within Facebook. WhatsApp would remain ad-free. WhatsApp's privacy policies wouldn't change. Koum would join Facebook's board of directors. On February 19, 2014, Facebook announced the acquisition. The tech world was shocked. $19 billion for a messaging app with 50 employees seemed insane. Critics called it the peak of another tech bubble, but Zuckerberg defended the price. WhatsApp had 450 million users, growing to potentially 1 billion. The acquisition prevented competitors from buying WhatsApp and gave Facebook dominance in global messaging. Koum's personal payout was approximately $6.8 billion, $1.5 billion in cash immediately, plus approximately $5.3 billion in Facebook stock vesting over 4 years. Brian Acton received approximately $3 billion. Both men became billionaires overnight. The Facebook acquisition made Koum extraordinarily wealthy, but also created ethical conflicts. Facebook's business model, advertising based on user data collection, contradicted everything WhatsApp represented. Koum had built WhatsApp specifically to avoid that model. For 4 years, Koum tried to maintain WhatsApp's independence and principles within Facebook, but tensions grew. Facebook leadership wanted to monetize WhatsApp through ads and data integration. Koum resisted. In April 2018, Koum resigned from Facebook and WhatsApp, walking away from approximately $1 billion in unvested Facebook stock. He couldn't reconcile WhatsApp's privacy principles with Facebook's data collection practices. He chose principles over money. After leaving Facebook, Koum largely disappeared from public life. He invested in startups, pursued hobbies like car collecting and racing, and avoided media attention. He'd achieved wealth beyond imagination and didn't need to work again. Brian Acton left Facebook in September 2017, also forfeiting unvested stock worth approximately $850 million. He invested $50 million into Signal, a privacy-focused messaging app competing with WhatsApp. Acton became a vocal Facebook critic, even supporting #delete Facebook campaigns. As of 2024, WhatsApp has over 2 billion users worldwide, making it one of the largest messaging platforms in history. The app remains largely ad-free, though Facebook has integrated some business features. Koum's vision of simple, reliable, private messaging succeeded beyond his imagination. Koum's net worth is estimated at $15 billion 2024, making him one of the world's wealthiest immigrants. His wealth comes from the Facebook stock he received in the acquisition, which appreciated significantly, plus investments. Koum's success came from 3 principles that contradicted Silicon Valley conventional wisdom. First, refusing to collect user data or show ads in an industry built on data collection. Koum's childhood in Soviet Ukraine, where government monitored everything, made him fanatical about privacy. WhatsApp proved that privacy-respecting products could succeed commercially. Second, staying small and focused rather than hiring massively. WhatsApp operated with 50 employees supporting 450 million users when Facebook acquired it. Most tech companies hire hundreds or thousands of employees for far fewer users. Koum proved small teams building great products beat large teams building mediocre ones. Third, prioritizing product quality over growth tactics. WhatsApp never spent money on marketing, never bought users, never gamed algorithms. Growth came entirely from users loving the product and recommending it. This organic growth was slower initially, but created sustainable global adoption. But Koum's story also demonstrates painful trade-offs between principles and money. He sold WhatsApp to Facebook for $19 billion, knowing Facebook's values contradicted his own. 4 years later, he walked away from $1 billion in unvested stock because the conflict became unbearable. He chose principles over money, but only after becoming a billionaire. Koum arrived in America at age 16, so poor his family lived on food stamps and government assistance. His mother cleaned houses for $8 per hour. Koum swept floors at a grocery store for minimum wage while teaching himself programming from discarded manuals found in dumpsters. He worked at Yahoo for 9 years, was rejected by both Facebook and Twitter at age 33, and almost quit tech entirely. He built WhatsApp with $250,000 of his savings and a simple idea: messaging without ads or data collection. 5 years later, Facebook paid $19 billion to acquire it. Koum's personal payout was $6.8 billion. The former food stamp recipient became one of the world's richest immigrants. But he walked away from an additional $1 billion in unvested stock in 2018 because he wouldn't compromise. WhatsApp's privacy principles for Facebook's data collection demands. The Ukrainian refugee who fled Soviet surveillance built the world's largest private messaging platform by refusing to surveil users. The grocery store floor sweeper sold his company for $19 billion by staying true to principles Silicon Valley considered naive. That's not luck. That's understanding what matters, privacy, simplicity, and principles, and refusing to compromise regardless of pressure or conventional wisdom.